Hey everyone, it's Philip from Power Apps, and I'm going to be showing you some of our advanced responsiveness features and the auto layout containers. The first thing we'll want to check is whether our screen size and orientation properties are the scale to fit is disabled as well as the lock orientation, because that'll help make best use of the advanced properties. So if we take a look at the insert menu, we'll see a couple of new controls, the horizontal container and the vertical containers. And the purpose of these controls is to lay out all the controls put inside of it. They will control their X and Y and also their width and height in many cases. So let's take a look at how this works. I will add a few buttons to this control. And if I select the container, I can see a whole host of new properties here. I can change the horizontal or vertical layout. I can change how the controls are positioned vertically or horizontally. And again, if the container changes sizes, everything will be laid out properly inside of the control. I can also set a gap between these controls, as well as control their overflow and wrapping. One of the neatest properties of the auto layout containers is if you select a child of the auto layout container, you have the ability for that child to have a flexible height or flexible width. And by turning this on, the child will claim all the unused space in the parent container, regardless of the size of the container. So if I select the parent container and resize it, this child will always claim all the unused space. I can also select another child and turn its flexible height to on, and in this case, the children will split the all the available space equally. Or if I make this fill portion set to 2 out of the 3, then this one will have 2/3 of the available space. Now let's take a look at a real life example of an app and how you can use these responsive containers to make it. We'll start with one of our new screen templates, which are responsive screen templates. We'll choose the sidebar screen template, which is kind of a typical app where we have a sidebar, a main item, and a header, a main pane, and a header at the top. So this sidebar, we will insert a gallery, a vertical gallery, and we'll make it stretch to the size of the parent container. Maybe I will just show the title, and we'll assign a data source, the accounts entity. In the main panel, we can add an edit form. Again, make it stretch to the size of the container, assign it the same data source, and maybe show the record, ensure that the item shown is the one selected by the gallery. So gallery 3 dot selected. We can also maybe add a few more fields to this form. The account number, address, maybe a few of these address fields. That should do the trick. And here in the top, maybe I'll add a few buttons. Maybe I'll use the icons. And for these, maybe I'll select the parent container. I'll want to center these both vertically and horizontally, and maybe add a good gap here. And maybe I'll change the color of the container, the background of the container. And maybe also I'll change some of these items. So this one can be the cancel button, and this one can be something else. Now, if I play this app and preview this app, I can see that it's already responsive. We have this new window size option, which will allow you to see how the app acts responsibly by just resizing your browser window. And as you can see, with very little work, everything will be handled automatically. The app is responsive, and everything we said already takes place with everything we've put there. Now let's take a look at some of the more advanced scenarios we may want to build with, especially with mobile apps. There are scenarios, for example, where you may not want to see this, see the gallery on the left. You may want to hide it. And the way you want to hide it, the way if you do not want to see it, you want the form to take the whole screen. It's very simple. All you have to do is just make the visibility property of this container false, and the auto layout container will automatically make sure that everything is laid out properly. So let's try that. Maybe on this, when we press this X button, we will set a variable for gallery visibility to false. Oh, sorry. I am doing this. This should be in the on select of the button, of course. Set gallery visible to false, and maybe on this button, we can set it to true. And then all we have to do is make sure that when we select the sidebar container where the gallery is and search for its visibility property, all we have to do is make sure it's set to the gallery visible. And let's see how this works in real life. So if I press plus, the gallery will show up, and if I press X, it'll hide, and this container will just automatically relay out. And again, this it makes no difference how big the form is or not. This will take place. Now, let's take a look at another useful example here is that in mobile apps, sometimes you want things to be laid out vertically, so have this gallery and the form side by side. But if you're in a mobile, in a mobile phone, you want them to be on top of each other. And this can be simply said by taking the whole parent container and changing its property, direction property from horizontal to vertical based on the size of the screen. So we'll simply take the look at the layout direction property of this container, and instead of it always being horizontal, we'll make it conditional. So if this screen, which is screen 2 dot size, is screen size dot small. So if the screen size is small, we'll want to have this gallery laid out vertically. So we'll say layout direction dot vertical. And else, if it's not small, we'll want it horizontally laid out. So layout direction dot horizontal. And that's it. And if we see how this works in real life, see we have a big gallery here. It's still big enough, but if I shrink it enough, it'll switch, and basically it'll go where the gallery is shown above and the form is shown shown below. And of course, this hiding the gallery will still work, and you can still show it. And you can play further with some of these default properties for min width and min height to get it to exactly you want. Hope this was helpful, and have fun building responsive apps.